Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome to yet another Cutter Top 10 video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Cutter Top 10 round of 32 games of all time. I actually did upload this on Sunday. Well, there were no views, and there's been a spectacular round of 32 game that has defied logic. So I have decided to redo the top 10. Well, I deleted the top 10, and then I'm putting this one up now for today. So here are the top 10 round of 16 matches ever. Now, of course, this matchup, um, it started in 1998. So that means that, there's nothing before 1998, if you must know. So this has been the past almost, 3 decades. As I said, there's been a round of 16 matchup from 2026 that is so good, I had to put it on the list. All right, here we go. Number 10 is Senegal, Sweden, 2002. Senegal shocked a lot of people by even making it this far. Senegal were expected to be blown out of the water by France in the first game of the 2002 World Cup. However, Papa Bouba Diop scored the key goal, and I can always envision John Motson's call, Bouba Diop is there, and Bouba Diop is there, and Senegal has scored the first goal of the World Cup after half an hour of play. Papa Bouba Diop. Well, Senegal shocked everyone by making it out of the groups, making it to the knockout stages against Sweden. And thanks to the golden goal, which is the rule that for a few World Cups that if you scored an extra time, that was it. That was an overtime goal, if you will. Henri Camara put up a big goal as Senegal beat Sweden to make the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, though, he who lives by the golden goal dies by the golden goal, as Senegal got by a golden goal by Turkey, of all teams. But Senegal did pretty well for themselves. And I know what you're thinking. Belgium, Senegal, that great round of 32, that great game when Senegal choked that 2-0 lead. It doesn't make the list because it was a round of 32 games, so that doesn't count. Number 9, Colombia, Uruguay, 2014. This was a fantastic game in essence. Two South American giants spelling it out in Brazil without Brazil there. Brazil was waiting for the winner of this match because Brazil faced Chile and beat them in the round of 16. So Colombia and Uruguay played. Uruguay seemed to be good. Suarez when he was not biting people, and Uruguay had a good strong forward. However, Colombia scored a spectacular long-range goal by Jaime Rodriguez. I know it's James Rodriguez, but that's the way it goes. It's Jaime Rodriguez. He scored that nice volley into the top left corner. Colombia beat Uruguay 2-0. Would end up losing to Brazil in the quarterfinals, but they kind of got something. As one of the defenders need Neymar in the spine, and also Thiago Silva got carded. Number 8 is Argentina, Mexico. Speaking of volleys, Argentina and Mexico would beat each other in under 16. Argentina was pretty good. They even had one of the team goals of the tournament when they had like 30 passes, and Serbia never got the ball. Mexico were a plucking bunch and all that. Mexico was actually up 1-0 before Argentina tied the game, with Diego Maradona being the manager. And then late in the first half of extra time, Maxi Rodriguez found the ball and put up another stunning volley over the left side, and Argentina won the game 2-1. It was just amazing. Although they would lose to Germany in the quarterfinals. Number 7 is Belgium, Japan 2018. I actually put this at number 2 at first, but based off of things, I think it should have been lower. So I put that at number 7. So Japan were looking big. Belgium had played in the group with England, Panama, and I don't remember who the fourth team is. Nevertheless, England did their job. Belgium beat England on the final day, even though both teams were trying to lose on purpose so that they get an easier pairing in the round 16. But anyway, Belgium were down 2-0 to Japan and were basically always known as underachiever / overrated. They were down 2-0, and Belgium came back to win 3-2. It was just shocking that Japan had everything in their pockets and they botched it. So it was huge. And of course, Belgium came back from a bigger 2-0 deficit against Senegal, although it took extra time in the round of 32 this year. But that's neither here or there. Number 6 is the Frank Lampard disallowed goal, Germany-England 2010. I confess, I actually didn't watch this game. I could have watched this game, but I was too nervous because it's England and Germany, and I have my maternal side's part German. It's basically Germany. My not from not I don't have a German-born mother. I just have a German heritage, and my paternal side, my dad's side, is English. That's why I have the last name Diamond. Anyway, Germany versus England, and yes, Diamond is legitimately my last name. I never changed it. Anyway, Germany versus England in 2010 happened. And, I was nervous. I didn't really want to watch it. Boy, did I miss out. Germany was up 2-0. England made a goal to make it 2-1. And then Frank Lampard apparently put the ball past Manny Neuer into the net, tied game at 2. Because the ball did strike, but it was actually over the line. And it was like, okay, it's 2-2. What can happen? Unfortunately, though, Lampard's goal was not given as Manny Neuer quickly swiped the ball from behind the line before the referees and linesmen could see it. If VAR was around, that definitely would have tied it. And who knows, maybe England would have won. Even if they lost, that would have been amazing. Lampard's goal. But this was terrible. A lot of people think that VAR was destroyed because of Sepp Blatter, because Sepp Blatter's freaking German and all that. But of course, a lot of people said this was revenge for Jeff Hurst's goal in the 1966 final. Like, why would it take 44 years for revenge and all that? I thought Germany England revenge was 1970 in the quarterfinals, but man. Anyway, yeah. England couldn't do anything. Germany won 4-1. It was happiness. Number 5, Portugal, Holland, 2006. This was basically known as the Battle of Nuremberg. Not a World War II battle like you think it is. In Nuremberg, Portugal and Holland would face each other. The winner would play England, who had just defeated Ecuador in the round of 16. So Portugal was looking pretty impressive. So was Holland. Well, Portugal had a young CR7 on their roster. So yes. So Portugal and Holland would battle each other. Portugal would win the game 1-0, but that wasn't the story. The story was the amount of yellow cards. 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards by Russian referee Valentin Ivanov. That was brutal. Both teams lost 2 players. Portugal did lose a couple key players for the match against England, but it all worked out as Cristiano Ronaldo basically winked his way through everything. I wish I had put that for my top 10 quarterfinals and all that because of the winking, but I don't know. Subconsciously, I didn't want to. Number 4 is England, Argentina, 1998. The first year of the round of 16, because before that, well, actually, no. The round of 16 was also in 1994, wasn't it? In 1990. What am I thinking? Well, I guess because of the 32 team tournament in the round of 16, that's right, because 1986 had a round of 16, so did 1990 and 1994. Couldn't really think of any good round of 16 matches from those days, except for Ireland against Romania in 1990, winning a penalty shootout to get to the quarters against Italia. But yeah, it was just brutal. But yeah, so England Argentina in 1998 happened in the round of 16, and it was a tight game. Argentina was up 2-1 when England scored the tying goal thanks to Michael Owen's wonder goal. His solo goal made it 2-2. Not bad for a teenager. Unfortunately, though, David Beckham picked up a red card for a petulant kick on Diego Simeone. And that was rightfully called. Beckham should have been cautioned. Should have been cautioned, not given the red card. Worst part was Beckham was not around for the penalty shootout, and England fell in the penalty shootout to Argentina. But the joke was on Argentina, as karma would bite them in the butt, as late in the quarterfinal against the Dutch, Dennis Bergkamp scored that famous goal that made the Dutch radio announcer go bonkers. Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Oh, freak the ball! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Like that. Okay. Number 3 is the most recent edition, Argentina-Egypt 2026. This was one heck of a round of 16 matchup and all that. I actually got to see it. I would have been at work, but a faithful dentist appointment early in the day had me having to miss work. So I watched Argentina-Egypt. Egypt was up 2-0. They actually had a goal wiped out by a foul on the other end of the court. On the other court, the field. Egypt was up 2-0. It was like, this would be one of the biggest things. And then I would have had to rethink my top 10 FIFA upsets. Would have made the list. I think it would have. But yeah, Argentina, Egypt. Like Argentina seemed cool as a cucumber. I mean, they kind of saw how Belgium came back from 2-0 down against Senegal to win in extra time. So, and Argentina was coming off that crazy round of 32 game against Cabo Verde when they won 3-2 in extra time. But yeah, Argentina pulled through, and you know, Messi. Well, freaking, it's Messi. He tied it at 2, and then a few minutes later, it was uh, Enzo Fernandez putting the ball in the net. Argentina would beat Egypt 3-2. I feel bad for the Pharaohs and all that. So Argentina is on their way to the quarterfinals, like everyone wants them to be, and that basically is the resolve of a former champion. Number 2 is South Korea, Italy, 2002. This was one of the first few modern senses of FIFA trying to help the host out. There have been controversies around FIFA trying to meddle and try to help the host or the co-host do well, that. And South Korea was one of the big ones in 2002. Well, France in 98 didn't need FIFA's help because they were doing pretty well. 94, the Americans, it didn't seem like they got any help from them. But nevertheless, 2002 happened. South Korea would play Italy. South Korea barely got out of its group alongside the Americans. And then Italy was poised to crush South Korea and basically ruin the co-host. The other co-host, Japan, lost to Belgium in the round of 16. No, sorry, Turkey. I keep thinking Belgium. Anyway, so South Korea and Italy battled to a 1-1 tie until extra time when Italy had a goal called back for offsides, which was bullshit because he was not offside. They had Totti be red carded for diving in the box, although he tripped. And also John Won Ong scoring the goal to make it 2-1 for South Korea on golden goal. And Italy were knocked out of the tournament. South Korea would go on to beat Spain in the quarterfinals under suspicious circumstances as well. They did lose to Germany in the semifinals and Turkey in the third place game. But still, it basically had FIFA's hand in things, and it was kind of awkward. What's even worse for On is that his contract with Perugia in the Italian league was canceled. Well, petulant, but it kind of made sense at the same time. So, yeah. And number 1 is still number 1 from 2 days ago. It's France-Argentina 2018. This was a 7-goal classic that had Argentina-France Part 1. Everyone knows about the 2022 final, but this was just as crazy as the thing. And France beat Argentina this time around. It was a classic that Mbappe broke out. He was one of the best young players in that tournament in 2018. Messi scored once, but the goal of the game was Benjamin Pavard. I believe it made it 3-2 France, but Pavard's goal was just amazing to see. And, he had the great talent and all that. So that's just what ends up happening. And Pavard did his job. And France beat Argentina, but Argentina would get the revenge 4 years back. There's still time for France and Argentina to bump into each other. I think they can only bump into each other in the final because if I know my paths, England's in the same path as Argentina. I always think about England-France. England-France would bump each other in the final. And since Argentina's projected to bump into England, maybe in the semifinals, that's what happens. But that's all I got. So anyway, yeah, classic game, classic time. Anyway, I'm going to do